Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the porch at Ruby Hollow. This is the log cabin that the Amish have built for us. If you tried to tune into our live stream this past Saturday, you know the Wi-Fi gods were just not on my side. It was so frustrating to get cut short, but you know what? We don't need a perfect signal to have a perfect view. Today we are doing a complete do-over right here from the front porch of the log cabin. I have all the quilts, the lap quilts, the wall hangings, and the crib quilts that we missed out on this weekend, and we have them laid out for LD to show one at a time. And I think Katie Lou Kitty's going to help out a little bit too. So grab a pen, paper, a cup of coffee or tea, get comfortable, and start making notes on which quilt you'd like to buy. You can contact me at rosebegone@yahoo.com. Let's go. But first, let's take a little drive over to Amish country to kind of get in the mood for this quilt show. And what's a drive over to Amish country if we don't have a little music? I hope you enjoyed the scenery. See you there. Well, I think this little drive over has set the mood just perfectly. Are you ready to go and look at some quilts? Welcome to the cabin. This first quilt is a log cabin quilt. It's panels. It's quilted on either side, and of course across the panels are quilted, and that I think that's called crosshatch stitching. The panels are depicting a log cabin on a lakeside, very similar to where we live. I love this little cabin. It has beautiful backing on it. You can see that it really kind of goes along with the theme of our cabin. The cat is approving. Consider this one if you are someone that has a vacation home, maybe up north Wisconsin. This log cabin quilt is $125 and takes us right into this next quilt. I couldn't help but feel some sense of familiarity when I saw this quilt. And as you look at it, you'll understand why. That center medallion is familiar to me, and it should be to you too. The scrappy quilt center medallion patch, 9-patch, many different borders. Who does that speak of? Well, of course, it's Fanny Gingrich. And look, there's her signature piece, those 9-patch corners. 9 square, I should say, corners. Beautiful, beautiful borders. The colors are magnificent. I kind of recognize some of the fabric now. I had no idea that Fanny did a quilt like this size. This one sells for $200 all day long. This is an interesting quilt coming up next. I don't know what it's called, but it certainly has a style all its own. If you know the name of this quilt, let me know. The price is $125. LD struggled a little bit trying to get this quilt up and shown, but once he does, it's an amazing piece. I believe it's called a bow tie. It's done in purple and gold. Looks quite royal, doesn't it? The squares that connect each piece are in that gold tone. Beautiful quilting. This one, it would be gorgeous on the end of your bed. It is kind of a surprise on the back side, and we'll show that to you next. But take a good look at this quilt. The binding is a nice, really nice lavender shade. The actual quilting, if you can see that pattern, it's beautiful. But look at the back side. It becomes a baby quilt, or just a fun quilt to have around the house. Look at all the adorable little colored bears. I wonder who made this quilt and what she was thinking when she did that. I bet she was having a giggle. This quilt sold for $135. The next one is similar. It's the same design, and again, it is in shades of blue, and the piecing is beautiful. Look at the quilting on this one. I love it. The fabric is unusual, and if you look, it appears that there is, in that cream colored fabric, that looks like a children's toy or game. The quilting on the actual bow ties is quite nice, quite different. I love this quilt. This could be beauty on your bed, and then turn it about and it becomes a crib quilt. And I don't know, I think it's probably the same quilter that did the previous quilt. There are baby bears on the back of this, and they're sleeping in the clouds and with the stars all around them. It's adorable. It's really adorable. LD really wanted you to see the size of this quilt too. It is, I believe this is about 4 foot by 3 foot. Those would be the dimensions. And he is, I think he likes this one. He keeps turning it about. But let's move on to the next quilt. This next quilt really set me to thinking again. This is a children's nursery rhyme. But look at the quilting on this. It's a scalloped border that I haven't seen that type of quilting pattern on any quilts yet. This is a fabulous quilt. It's Hey Diddle Diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sight. The dish ran away with the spoon. And don't think that I knew that from the beginning of this day. I had to press myself to remember it. This is a beautiful quilt. This could be a child's quilt. This would be beautiful on the end of the crib. This would be kind of cute in on your own bed or in a young child's room. Absolutely adorable, beautiful colors. And I do like the quilting on this. I would like to find out what it's called. If you know, let me know. This quilt sells for $125. I'd like you to have it. This next quilt coming up has a familiar look about it again. I start to think that it could be Fanny's. The 9 square, the scrappy fabric, the adorable placement of hearts between each one of the squares. It's something that Fanny may have pieced this, and one of her granddaughters may have quilted it. That's kind of how it works over there. I love the colors in this quilt. I love the border, especially it's just a beautiful border on this quilt. The back of the quilt is just as nice as the front. You could use it either way, I think. I think that I would like to see this quilt go to a small child. Look at it, matches my plant. Maybe I need this quilt. This would be a great gift for a baby shower where the gender of the child hasn't been determined yet or told. You could go and use this in any instance. And I really like the way the binding on this one has changed colors throughout the quilt itself. The 9 square, adorable. Once again, I love the changes of colors between each square, if you know what I mean. The quilting on the border is just beautiful, and all these beautiful fabrics and colors. This is a very modern looking quilt to me. The hearts around the border that have been quilted add that sweetest little touch. Back one more time to this quilt of Fanny's, because I want to be sure I tell you that the Americana quilt, red, white, and blue, that Fanny created for the 250th anniversary. It will be ready, I believe, at the end of the week on July 3rd, and I'm hoping to pick it up and present it in a video. It has been purchased by Ramona, but I'm going to present it in a video for the 4th of July. I am happy to tell you that it is going to be quite a moment for me. I'm going to stop over at Fanny's and have her tell the story one more time of how she happened to create the quilt, where the fabric came from. Just like these quilts, I'm happy to share the story of Fanny's Americana on the 4th of July this Saturday. Please watch. Now, here's a quilt. I don't know much about this design, but I'm intrigued by it. It is just beautiful in shades of blue. The background appears to be white, but it's a very pale blue, very lovely. If you know the name of this quilt, I can't find it on her list, but I love it. It looks like birds in flight. This pinwheel design quilt, with the raised flower in the center, would be a beautiful wall hanging. You could also put it as your headboard behind your bed. It would be gorgeous. This one is absolutely the sister quilt to this. These are adorable quilts. The dogs are coming in to take a little look too. I don't know how they got past the gate, but there they are. This is beautiful, the same pinwheel design. I have a hunch it's the same person that's created them both. Look at the braiding. Look at that beautiful braiding on these quilts. For wall hangings, for crib blankets, for lap quilts, these quilts are extraordinary. They have not spared their talents at all in the production of these quilts. I think both of the quilts sell for $55. This 4 square as well. Beautiful quilt. Absolutely the same pinwheel flower design, and I think these are probably all coming from the same person. It's a fun design to do. I have not seen a large quilt in it, but boy, I think that would be a beauty if I could find one. If you're interested in any of these quilts, remember, rosebegone@yahoo.com. Just send me a message and we'll get in touch. The next quilt you're going to see here is just the perfect farm quilt, isn't it? With cows and chickens and sheep and ducks and roosters, and even a lamb there. Whoop, he's so sweet. That goose is adorable. I love the fabric. It can go anywhere you want to put it. It has a very beautiful finished look about it. If you look at the squares that are pieced in between, they also have design. Someone has taken their time and put this quilt together. It has beautiful quilting on the border, and everything about it looks very rich. It looks very rich. It's $75. It's a beautiful wall hanging. Even my little lamb looking out the window says she loves it. Oh, here's one for baby. Rockabye Baby. Isn't this a sweet quilt? This quilt also could go for a girl or a boy. I love the fact that the little rocking horse is with a ducky and a bear, and lots of hearts in this quilt. That seems to be a nice theme with the baby quilts. It looks soft and cuddly, and I think this is something that would be, again, a great shower gift. I think if I received something like this, I would be absolutely delighted. I love the yellow border. I love all the color around the border of the hearts. But let's move right back into the wall hangings and look at this one. If you love purple and gray together, this quilt is the epitome of purple and gray and black working beautifully together. Look at this quilt. It is, as I look at it, I just see so many other layers to it. I hadn't even noticed before the number of stars coming off that star is just beautiful. And there, LD has his fingers in the loops for the wall hanging. I love the idea that it could just hang by those two little hooks. That'd be beautiful on the wall in your sewing room, perhaps. Email me for the price of that quilt. Look at this little beauty. Another adorable quilt with the little farm scene on it, and it has beautiful shades of yellow and green and blue. The quilt is adorable baby quilt. It could also go on a young child's bed. This is a beautiful quilt for a horse person. Clearly the dog and the cat are not interested at this point, but this would be beautiful if you are a horse person and would like to have this maybe in your rec room or in your bedroom or your child's bedroom. You'd hang that on the wall. It'd be gorgeous. Sagey would like to bark at any buggies that came by. Look at this sweet little pink quilt. It is a nice crib quilt. It has, in addition to lots of quilting on the borders all the way around and up through the center pieces and crisscross, the characters, the chicks and the bears, and I think there's a little elephant in here, are all embroidered beautifully, so you get a little bit of everything here. I love these little yellow centerpieces that hold the quilt together. It's just a delightful quilt. The binding is beautiful in white, and if you flip the quilt over, and LD will do it for us, you can see that the back of it is just as pretty as the front. It has a beautiful backing on it with lots of little sparkly pink, and this next quilt is just a beautiful pink quilt, and you'll see that it is full of beautiful design, and when you get up close to it, you can tell that there was a lot of quilting on it. But here, look at this hot pink star, and it just jumps right off the fabric. I think it's really exciting. This would be great for a young person's room. I like all the quilting around it. I like the way the star seems to take its own dimension, don't you think? Feels like it's just jumping around on that fabric. And I love all the little stars along the border. They really make sense then when you think about this quilt, the star just jumping off. Look at the quilting on that centerpiece though. Here we have another great baby quilt, or comforter, if you will. It has little bunnies, and they're all over this quilt. The quilt has been knotted, as they call it, and it's very sweet. This comes from Esther's shop, and I believe it's $75. We'll double check, but this would be a great one to pick up. It's so gentle and nice. It'd be beautiful hanging over the edge of the, or back of a baby's crib. If you could feel this quilt in person, you would realize how soft it is. Check out this next quilt. This is my version, or my idea, of what an old-fashioned baby quilt would look like, with the bear in the middle and all of the pieces around it, the flowers that go around it. It's all embroidered. It has quilting off the center and then all the way to the borders. I remember as a young woman, whenever anyone would have a baby, you would take them a quilt or a blanket, and then with that there would be a vase or a flower, a plant that you would take, and sometimes it would be in a little baby shoe, and it would have a lot of these same characters on, flowers and little bears, etc. Sometimes it would look like a little booty, sometimes it would be just a little flower vase. I remember those days. Do any of you remember them? If so, leave your comment. And then here, take a look at these two Happy Highlanders. This was one of Larry's favorite quilts, and he insisted that Anna send it along with the rest of her quilts. These two are sitting in a field of flowers. They're as happy as can be, with the sun and the clouds and the blue sky behind them. Just adorable. This is a fun quilt for baby's room. And I'm beginning to think maybe LD would like this quilt too. What do you think, LD? Beautiful blue back. Lots of quilting on it. And it's a good size quilt. This piece looks more like a bed runner to me, that you would put it across your bed. I don't know what this design is. If you know, please let me know, but I do love the colors. I love the blues and the pinks and the grays together. I think that the pattern, the geometric design of this piece is very unusual for an Amish woman to create, and I think that she had some really nice insight into style on this quilt. I also like all of the colors that she put in on this quilt. If you know the the pattern or design of this quilt, please let me know. And here we have the double wedding ring, a beautiful wedding gift. If you'd like to give this piece, it would be beautiful across the foot of a bed, or maybe even across the pillows. It'd be gorgeous. We brought it in the house to hang it so we could kind of showcase it for you. This is a lovely, lovely quilt, and again, it would make an incredible gift. Please consider it. If you're interested, rosebegone@yahoo.com. You know the drill. Quilt. It's beautiful. And finally, here we are. This giant dahlia wall hanging is done by none other than Emma, and of course it's done by Emma. The quality of this piece is spectacular. If you're a quilter, you know that piecing these curved quilts is quite a bit of work. And so we're going to finish with Emma's beautiful giant dahlia wall hanging, which would look gorgeous on the wall behind your bed. And I want you to know that this quilt was also the favorite of Miss Katie Lou. She was quite mesmerized by it, and she gives it her stamp of approval. She looked at it for quite a bit of time. Thank you so much for watching. This will conclude the quilt show and sale rerun. I think we've come across a little better this time. Still having a few problems with my equipment and Wi-Fi out in this area, but until the next time, I'd like you to remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I hit my 6,000 viewer or subscriber I should say, while we were filming this, and I'm so excited to make plans for a little bit of a giveaway. I also have a beautiful video coming out on Saturday to celebrate the 4th of July. See you.